to the first in the 2016 year of Tech Talks. Today we're talking all about Prezis, and I have my window up. You can see the Prezi site and my different Prezis in here. I've really started to love using the Prezi, and it's very easy to use. It's really good for collaboration. So I have a little slideshow presented on the Prezis, and I'm going to switch over to that. And we're going to be going back and forth between the Prezi and the slideshow so you can get an idea of how it works in real life, in action. And hopefully, maybe if some of you are out there, I can send you a link and you can edit along with me so we can see the collaboration part of it. Okay, I'm switching over to my slides. I'm going to start presenting. Getting Prezi with it. I always try to think of some comical little way to introduce the topic. Getting Prezi with it, creating Prezi presentations for education. My name's Terry Gustafson, and Jamie Bearden is going to be our moderator today. So I hope you have fun and learn something. Prezi who? Have we heard of Prezis out there? This is a new one for me. Prezi who is a new online application that's free. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Prezi. It's a free online presentation tool that can transform your old, boring PowerPoints to a whole different level. How, you ask? Well, by creating a simple canvas where you can arrange text, images, videos, and symbols in a non-linear environment. So you might be wondering what a non-linear environment is. When you think of a PowerPoint, you're going from a slide to a slide to a slide to a slide. In a Prezi, you have a canvas you can zoom in on, and you can focus in on different areas and go back and forth within these areas. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how easy it is to set up a Prezi. Many of you are wondering, well, what's this have to do with my classroom? How can I use it in the classroom or online? I'm going to give you five reasons you should use the Prezi in your classroom or in your Google Classroom. The Prezi creates a stunning visual impact. You can import pictures, maps, PDFs, and use them as a canvas. It's kind of got a movie experience. It has a zooming function, and students really feel like they are transported to a different world. Number two, Prezi can serve as an interactive whiteboard. It's really easy to use. It's friendly. It was actually designed in 2009. I thought it was pretty new, but it's been around for 6 years, well, 7 now. And it was designed with the iPad in mind, so you can use it on all kinds of different devices. It allows for an exciting kind of way to present material in an interactive mode. Number three, Prezi offers more freedom of navigation. Your Prezi can be kept in the public domain and therefore accessed by your students on the internet at home. They can navigate the Prezi themselves, observe connections to ideas and concepts. So you're not having to go from slide to slide and skip backwards a couple slides and skip forward. It's very hard. It kind of eliminates that whole skipping back and forth thing. When you want to see what you want to see, you zoom in on it. This can also be done in real time as far as collaborating with your students. If you have a Prezi, you can actually embed it and share it, and you can see live how they're editing their different Prezi. So you can have 2 or 3 people working on the same Prezi, and you can see the changes live. Number 4, Prezi is a great tool for interactive classroom sessions or group projects. And this is what I was talking about earlier. They can cooperate in real time with up to 10 people in the classroom or at home. They can throw their ideas on the canvas to brainstorm and build a presentation that's shared in a virtual whiteboard. This is a great part of it. If you already have stuff done in PowerPoint, you don't need to start all over. You can use the PowerPoint import to transport your PowerPoint into the Prezi and have the content in there. So how do we get started? First, we have to create an account. It's very simple to create an account. You just go on to the Prezi site, and I should have the account right here, https://prezi.com, and you create a new Prezi. What's really nice is that if you create an account under the teacher, it's a free account, so it doesn't cost you any money. Up here is my link to the Prezi that I have, or my Prezi pages. And are we seeing the Prezi pages, hopefully? In this, you can edit, present remotely, download, save a copy. I'm actually going to go to my Prezis and then switch back because I don't want to do too much work in it yet. I was hoping we could collaborate on a new Prezi, but if we can't, I'm going to go through the process of how to log on and what they have available. So back to my Hangout. I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, Prezi has a great tutorial menu and it's very short little videos that tell you how to fix things and what the frames are about and everything. So this is actually from the Prezi site. It's a Prezi tutorial that 2 minutes how to start a Prezi. So I'm going to play this for you, and if there's any problems in the audio, Jamie will let me know, hopefully.
To start creating a Prezi, first click New Prezi. Prezi's beautifully designed templates can help you express your ideas as a visual metaphor. When the template opens, first give your Prezi a title. Just click the text box and start typing. Then, choose a preset font or pick one from our drop-down menu. It's easy to add content. First, select a frame. Then, from the top menu, select Insert, and then choose what you want to add. Images, YouTube videos, and even PDFs can be added in just a few clicks. Use the transformation tool to make any changes. You can move, resize, and rotate your objects with ease. When you click Effects, you can enhance your visuals with one of several options, such as image filters or red-eye removal. The path on the left shows the order in which your story will unfold when you're presenting. To change the order, just click and drag a thumbnail up or down the path. Once you're ready, click Present and start zooming.
Okay, so I'm going to have these little tutorial videos throughout our slides. They're very short and they get to the point. So let's go to our next slide. If it will let me. Here we go. All right, so there's some basics, and they all have to do with the Prezi editor. In this section, we're going to talk about the Prezi canvas, the top menu, transformation tool, text boxes, the home and zoom buttons, and the left sidebar. It's a pretty simple kind of menu, and it's very easy to navigate. So the first thing we'll talk about is the Prezi canvas. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It's all about the zoom. So first thing you want to do is place your text, images, and videos on the Prezi canvas. Then rotate them. So they have these transitional things where you can rotate and zoom in and navigate between them. You can make them large or as small as you want, and you can also customize the canvas by using the theme wizard. The top menu that you'll see on the very top has a left side, and within the left side here you can see your Prezi's title, save your Prezi, undo your most recent action, or redo something you just undid. In the center of the top menu, you can find all the tools you need to add content and customize your Prezi. Like, for example, if you wanted to add text, images, a photo, PDF, you can even import an Excel in there. On the right side of the top menu, you can start your presentation. So it has a little icon for presenting your presentation. You can allow a share button where you can share a link to the Prezi, a link to edit, a link to access, and there's different things for collaborative features. You can change your screen ratio, enable shortcuts, get help, and exit out of the Prezi. This will also save your current Prezi session. I have problems sometimes with my laptop and goes off on me. Maybe the power goes off. This automatically saves your Prezi every 30 seconds or so, so you don't have to worry about losing all the information or all the work that you just did. The transformation tool. This simple tool lets you easily manipulate objects on the zoomable space. You can use it to increase or decrease the size of any selected object or text. To bring up the transformation tool, you simply click on any of your objects on the canvas. And we're going to go through and create a Prezi at the end of this, so you'll be able to see exactly how that's done. Text boxes, text boxes, text boxes. Use text boxes just like you would in any PowerPoint to write and stylize your text. You can click Customize on the top menu and then Advance to bring up the theme wizard and edit your text in more detail. You can actually have text in there that has two different colors, two different kinds of fonts. So it's very cool. You just highlight the text and then you click on the customization thing. The home and zoom buttons. They allow you to zoom in and out or get an overview by clicking the home button. So you get a big picture view when you click on the home button, and you get a closer view when you hit on a zoom button. You can find the home and zoom buttons by hovering your mouse on the right side of the canvas. The left sidebar is where you're going to see all your frames and your different Prezis. This is the place you go to add frames to your Prezi, to move the frames around, to change the order, or to view and edit the path. And we're going to talk about the path in a few minutes because that's very important when it comes to a Prezi. We have something called autoplay, where it'll take a path that you want it to take. The Prezi people like to call this the journey your audience takes. Okay, I'm going to bring up Getting to Know the Prezi Editor for you. And we're going to play this, and it'll give you a little idea of how to edit.
Welcome to the Prezi Editor, the tool that helps you be a great presenter. Let's take a look at the basics of what Prezi has to make your next presentation great. The large area in the middle is your zoomable canvas. This is where you'll add all of your content. Use your mouse or the plus-minus icons to zoom into your small objects or out to the big picture. You can also zoom back out to the overview simply by clicking the home button. Whenever you click on an object, like this frame, you'll see the transformation tool appear. Use it to customize your objects, like moving, rotating, or scaling. You can also use the tool to change the frame type, or click here to try a different color. Clicking anywhere on the canvas will automatically open a new text box. Use the text toolbar to change the font. Choose from one of the preset fonts, or use the drop-down menu to pick your own. Then, play around with the other options, like color or style. To the left of the canvas, you'll see the Path sidebar. Drag and drop a frame to change the order of your path. Or click Edit Path to enter Path mode, where you can fade in content or remove a path step. To add a new frame, choose a type from the drop-down menu, and then drag it right onto the canvas. Next, let's take a look at what you can do from the top menu. Your title will appear over here on the left. To the right of your title, you can undo your most recent action or redo something that you just undid. Your Prezi will automatically save every so often, but you can click the disk icon at any time just to be sure. In the middle, you'll have a variety of ways to add content or customize your Prezi. Over on the right, you can click the share icon to invite others or download your Prezi as a PDF or portable Prezi. When you click the cogwheel, you can change the aspect ratio or toggle shortcuts. If you're looking for more information, click Need Help to access our library of videos, articles, and tutorials. When you're finished with your Prezi, click Present to see how it all looks. Now it's your turn to explore the editor. And be sure to head over to our Learn and Support page for more help on creating great presentations.
And what a great way to put your resume out there, to put it on a Prezi so you can zoom in on your qualifications and things and your experience and things like that. Okay, we're going to go on to the next slide. Navigating a la mode. What I'm talking about is the different modes you can navigate in. We have the edit mode and the present mode. So what we'll be doing is showing you both of these. I'm going to try to create a new Prezi and edit it in front of you and then show you how it looks in present mode. So we're going to talk about in the next slide, the edit mode. Here's a little video that explains the edit mode in 2 minutes pretty clearly.
You can pan and zoom around your Prezi canvas using your mouse or trackpad. To pan around your canvas, click and hold and then drag the cursor in any direction. Simply scroll with your mouse or trackpad to zoom in or out. Or if you want to zoom directly to a frame, just click on it and then select Zoom to Frame. For a controlled zoom, you can use the two magnifying glasses on the right. To zoom out to your Prezi's overview, click the Home button. When you present, you can navigate through your Prezi by using the arrows at the bottom. Or simply pan, zoom, or click directly on the frame. Now start exploring your canvas. And don't forget to head over to our Prezi support page for more hints and tips on great presentations.
So that was edit and present mode. They're really big on having paths. So if you put it in auto, it's going to go exactly how you planned it according to your path. But you can stop what you're doing if somebody is not understanding a concept and zoom back to that particular concept, which is very cool. So it's not limited to just going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. Let's go up. Let's go on to the next one. So let's talk a little bit about edit mode. We can drag and hold down the left mouse button while moving the mouse to pan around the canvas, like he said. We can left click and hold down the button anywhere on the blank part of your canvas as you do it, and you'll see a small clenched fist icon appear. Your mouse allows for a scroll. The scroll will allow you to zoom in and out of wherever you place your cursor. This means that you can hover over an object, roll up on the scroll wheel, and the Prezi will zoom in and out of that object. Roll down to zoom out and achieve the opposite effect. They also have shortcuts that go along with this. So you can use your mouse, you can use the shortcuts on the keyboard. Alternating between zooming in and out while moving your cursor around is a good way to navigate around your Prezi when you're editing. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about present mode. There's the two different modes. You're either editing or presenting. In present mode, while you're showing it to an audience, you can click on any object to zoom in and out of that object. You can click on certain boxes of text within frames or images, and it will zoom in and out on them. So you can have one frame that has several objects to zoom in and out on, especially if you have a lot of text. It'll rotate if you wanted to, whatever's clicked on the screen, and fill your screen. Also, another way to navigate around is to drag the cursor to pan around your Prezi canvas. You can scroll by clicking on something in and out and zoom. You can click on the background to zoom out, and Prezi will automatically zoom out to the nearest enclosing frame. So, for example, if you have a frame you're zooming in on and it has several little things inside that frame, you can zoom in and out and then zoom out to the big frame and then zoom out to the big picture. So it's very cool. You can go where you want to go. The path is usually in present mode. You can change the path that you planned on and reverse it and go back to things that people don't understand. Here's another little tutorial on the edit and present mode.
With Prezi, there are two modes to work with, edit mode and present mode. When you create a new Prezi, it will first open in edit mode. Look at that canvas, so much presentation potential. Let's take a look around, shall we? To move around, either click and drag to pan or scroll with your mouse or trackpad. You can also use the buttons on the right to zoom in or out or back to the overview. From the top menu, you can insert your content or customize the look of your Prezi with a new theme. Use the left sidebar to quickly add a new frame to the canvas. Just choose a frame type and then add it to the canvas by clicking on the thumbnail or simply dragging it wherever you like. Okay, let's turn this template into our presentation. That's better. Over here on the left, you'll see your path. You can change the order of any path step by dragging it up or down. Need to remove a path step? Click Edit Path and then hover over a thumbnail and click the red X. Click Done to close edit mode. Alright, next let's check out present mode. Just hit present. Your Prezi will open up in full screen. Click Allow to allow full screen keyboard controls, or Cancel to return to edit mode. Present mode is designed for you to smoothly navigate through your presentation. All of the menus are automatically hidden to give you a clean space for presenting. Click the arrows at the bottom of the screen to move along the path. Alternatively, you can also use the left and right arrows on your keyboard. When you're in present mode, you can zoom directly to any object by clicking on it. You can also set your Prezi to automatically move through your path at 4, 10, or 20-second intervals. To exit your presentation at any time, simply hit the Escape key on your keyboard. And that's Edit in Present mode. Be sure to check out our Learn and Support page for more tips on making great presentations.
So what a wonderful way to embed this into like a classroom or something. You can have it on auto. It can be watched and viewed in the path that you want it to be viewed. So you don't even have to be there. Next slide. All right, we're going to give you 5 more. 5 tips for the best Prezi ever. So we're going to follow these 5 tips. Number 1, how to set up content, add frames, create a path, reposition, and transition. So these are just basically the 5 steps for you to set up your first Prezi. So they're very easy. So what do I mean by set up content? Set up content. Just throw it all on that canvas. Take all your text and images that you have for that Prezi or for that concept and throw it on there. And don't worry about what order it's in necessarily. You're just going to throw it on and worry about the order after you have everything that you wanted to say on there. After you have your content on there, that's when you're going to start grouping things and framing them. So choose a frame. You saw in the left menu that there's a choices between a bracket, a circle, and you can even do something invisible that doesn't have a frame around it. So that's the first 2 steps. The third step is connect these little frames in some sort of path that's logical for you or that you want to follow. You want to start with the concept and then go into the details. So you want to click the edit path. Choose your first frame for your path or click on a frame in the left menu and drag it to the order you want it to appear. So there's very simple ways to change your path. You just drag the slide like you would when you have a clipboard image, and you drag it to where you want it. Number 4, reposition your frames. You're going to reposition content to make your message clear and your transitions clear. Once you have your frame, maybe you want to watch it in present mode and see how it flows. Maybe you want to concentrate on certain things, so you want to zoom in on certain things. So that's what we mean by repositioning your frames. Transitions. This is very important. One of the things that people don't like about the Prezis is that sometimes it can make people dizzy. All this zooming in and out and going here and going there. So there's 3 factors you want to keep in mind when you place your content and you place your frames and you create your path. The first one is proximity. Images that are too far apart or frames that are too far apart, if they're next to each other in a path, what's going to happen is you're going to get a really fast transition because it's so far apart. So you want to kind of place your frames closer together and your content closer together because it allows for smooth transitions and it doesn't go like shoo. Rotation. Rotation's the act of turning the object. You use rotations usually when you want to show position. So big rotations that are greater than like 90-degree angles, the frames are turned more than 90 degrees. They will make you feel like you're spinning when you're presenting it or when the audience is watching. You'll get you'll go from a straight frame to one that's over 90 degrees and it'll make like a spin. So you want to keep your rotations less than 45 degrees or so because it offers more of a smooth transition in your path. We talked about the big thing being the zoom and the scale. If you have things scattered all around the place and you're zooming in and out and in and out, it doesn't show any meaning in your content. It doesn't show how it's relevant to what you're saying. So you want your certain frames to be relevant to certain content. So the best way to do that is have a logical structure that shows some relevance. You don't want it all over the place where you're zooming really fast here and zooming really fast there. And that can make people dizzy too. One of the features of the Prezi that I love is it allows for sharing and collaboration. A sharing can be done with an account or without an account. It's very easy to create an account, but if you didn't want an account, you could still go and share in edit mode and watch things. Prezis you can present offline. You can download a portable Prezi and it can be shown offline. You don't have to be on the internet, which is a very cool feature. We do this by changing our privacy settings. We can embed one of the Prezis and autoplay it into our classroom, or we can co-present and present it in real time. Or you can download a portable Prezi. These are handy for mobile devices and iPads and things like that. And it doesn't take much. You have to download a little app and you're ready to go. Okay, so presenting online. This goes a little bit more into detail, explaining what a portable Prezi is. It's a downloaded version of a Prezi. You can put it on a flash drive. You can view it offline without a Prezi account or via Prezi for Windows and Mac. So that's a little thing that you would have to download. You can send it to anyone in an email, whether they have a Prezi account or not, and they'll be able to view your zooming and panning work of art. So that is where you're doing it in autoplay. You can also use it to present in a setting where you don't have access to the internet, which is fantastic. A portable Prezi contains a non-editable version of your Prezi, as well as software for Windows and Mac that will play your Prezi from anywhere. It says to learn more, click here, but this is in the Prezi site, and if you go into learning about Prezis, it will have that there. Changing your privacy settings has to do with how you want to share it, whether you want to share it for edit reasons, whether you want to share it just for presentation reasons. If you have a free public account, and like I said, teachers can get a free public account, your Prezis will always be available for others to view online. You can also choose to make a Prezi available for others to reuse. If they want to use yours and edit it and kind of twerk it to what they want, you make it public then. If you have an Enjoy Pro or Edu Pro account, which is one of the ones you have to pay a little bit of extra money for, you can choose to make your content public, reusable, hidden, or private. To change the privacy settings of your Prezi, access it from your library. Co-present and present in real time, or I'm sorry, co-create and present in real time. So in real time, you can present while editing is what that means. So the collaborative features of Prezi are included with all Prezi plans. They allow you to edit, create, and present Prezis with others in a real-time shared canvas. So this would be really handy if you have a Google Classroom or an online classroom you were creating. You could set up a time where you can have your class come in and you can edit a Prezi all together. The autoplay, well, when presenting your Prezi, you can sit back and play it automatically. You can add video and voice to that too, so you don't even have to talk. So there's a little cogwheel that appears beneath your Prezi if you want to do this. You can control the speed of the Prezi, and I think they showed this in one of the tutorials, by setting the time interval between the path steps. So the time interval between your frames. You can put it on a loop so the audience can enjoy it all over and over again. And some of the tutorials that they have on the Prezi site have this option. To start autoplaying your Prezi in present mode or as portable Prezi, click on the clock icon in the bottom right corner, and it will allow you to figure out what time you want to do this. A little video about how this is done and how we share our Prezi and how easy it is to share your Prezi.
Prezi has a few ways for you to share your ideas with the world. You can download and share a portable Prezi, or you can share your presentation by changing the privacy settings. For public plans, your Prezis are set to public and reusable by default. This means that other users can search for and view your Prezis on the Explore page, and they can also save their own copy. To change the settings, first click Share. If you're happy sharing your ideas, leave the reuse box checked. Otherwise, uncheck the box. For all other plans, enjoy EDU Enjoy, Pro, and EDU Pro, you'll have 3 options: private, hidden, and public. For these plans, Prezis are automatically set to hidden. This means that your Prezi is not available to the public. Only users who have the link or whom you've added to the Prezi can view it. If you want to change the privacy setting, simply drag the slider. When you select private, your Prezi can only be viewed or edited by those you've added via email. To add a user, type in their email address in the box below Add People. Next, set them to be either an editor or a viewer. Then click Add. If you add someone as an editor and they don't have a Prezi account, they'll need to sign up before they can edit the Prezi. To change a user's access, click the pencil icon. Now, you can change their status to viewer or remove their access entirely by selecting Remove from Prezi. Remember, only users that you set as editor can edit your Prezi. To share your Prezi with the world, move the slider over to Public. Now, anyone can view your Prezi. And if you're happy sharing your ideas, you can check the box here so others can borrow your content. When you're happy with your choice, simply click the X to close the window. Now, start sharing your ideas. And be sure to head over to our Learn and Support page for more tips on creating great presentations.
So what a great idea for the viewers who are listening or who are out there and who want to participate. Maybe a live session where we collaborate on a Prezi and we all edit it together and see how it works would be a wonderful idea for a new TED Talk once our audience starts building up. So please, if you feel that way, email Terry at Terry at nmdelt.org and we can get that going. So I'm going to revert back to the live Prezi and show you exactly. I figure the best way to do this is not just to talk about it, but to show you. But I want to remind you, if you have any questions, please feel free to email Terry at newmexicodelt.org or visit us on our Facebook and post a request for a tech talk. If you have any ideas or topics that you want to learn about or see on the webinar series, post something to us at Facebook, and here is our email for Facebook. Or if you have any suggestions you want to enter and we want to do a live collaboration kind of thing with Prezi, I would love to do that. So I'm going to go back to the actual Prezi site now. If I can get to it, let's see. Oops, wrong one. I'm sorry you're seeing all that. Okay, I'm going to open up a new tab to open my Prezi up, and hopefully, Jamie, if there is anybody out there who's live or wants to participate, who wants to send me their email address and would like a link to the Prezi site to edit with me, please let me know. So we're going to go to Prezi right now. And because I've already signed in under a free teacher's account, you're seeing my screen where all my Prezis are. So I've done quite a few. It's been pretty easy. I'm not very tech savvy, so I found this pretty simple to do. They always have this new Prezis here for your blank Prezis that you want to create. Here's some of the ones I've created for different presentations, integrating reading and writing into the math content. During the conference for NMEA, we did a treasure hunt for math content. I've done a Hangout issue, so you can see all the different Prezis. I even actually have one that a student sent me when we were doing a lesson on exponents. And he sent me this and shared it with me. So it's very simple to use. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. I did want to show you, because of the great tutorials that they have. Up in the top menu here, we have your Prezis, and that's the page that I'm on right now. Explore. If we click on Explore, Prezis, they have articles, Prezis we think you should see. So they have different wonderful Prezis here that people have made. And then they have a Prezi of the month. And you can scroll through these and you can actually watch the different presentations. They have presentation tips, case studies. So It's not just for education, it's for business too. So you're seeing things like the company pitches, but they have wonderful prezis that they put on here to showcase. Also, there's a couple tutorials on here, simple steps to a great Prezi, a lot of hints, and they have an education heading. Some of our favorite educational Prezis. And so if we have time, maybe we'll flip through and look at one of these Prezis from some of the teachers that have done some Prezis that are really impressive. The learn and support is very nice. You don't have to search through a whole bunch of things. They're very simple as far as finding. So we have getting started with Prezi tutorial. That's 1 minute and 20 seconds. Again, the simple steps to a great Prezi, and a little tutorial about my first Prezi and how to make it easy on yourself. You can check out their community or browse their knowledge base. So most of the tutorials that I found that you saw on my PowerPoint were through the knowledge base. So if we click on browse, you can see how simple it is to find what you need in the knowledge base. Getting started with Prezi, 5 simple steps to a great presentation, the basics. So some of those I included in my slides. How to create. So the more you get into the Prezi, there's more things that you can learn how to do. If you're having problems with presentation mode, we have top articles in that. So they have just articles and tutorials. Maybe you're planning on using the Prezi for the iPhone or the iPad. So it has little articles to tell you how to get it going for iPad and iPhone. How to share and manage. Prezi's for Windows and Mac. Some of you might have Mac computers out there. Even Prezi's for Android. The different accounts they have and payment, they're fairly cheap. And I will show you, we'll view some of the accounts or view some of the articles in the accounts. You can upgrade your license. Last time I looked, it was about $6 to get a premium one. So it's not really expensive. And sometimes they come out with some promotions and they'll send you that in an email. So the learn and explore is learn and support is very simple to use. It's very simple to find what you need. We have our popular searches here, or you can type in to search the knowledge base and it'll bring up the videos you need. So I'm going to go back to your Prezis, which are my Prezis. And I think the best way to explain how to use a Prezi is for us to create a Prezi. So I'm going to click on New Prezi. And it's going to load the canvas for a new Prezi and give us some options. Okay, so there's 2 ways to create a Prezi. You can start from scratch, or you can find a template to use. The templates are really nice because they have all the paths included and you just need to throw the content in there. Here are the popular templates. If you need to examine a certain content or your concept is examining something. Assembly has the plain old frames, explain a topic. So this one gives you like a bubble kind of thing where you have a main concept and you go on to the different details. Within this page, we have the popular templates, creativity, impact. So these are all basically bubbles that have built-in paths with it. If you click the more, we have all kinds of choices here. Winning hand, blossoming, organic, discovery. So usually you can find something along the themes that you are doing. Journey to the top, closing the deal, journey to the top, a couple different kinds for those. The road ahead, the path ahead. I've used this one before. It's very neat. It has a road and it has a different path to get to the end, to your goal. Desktop CV. This one is really good if you want to have a lot of people collaborating with you here. The desktop CV, they can post what they're thinking through images or text or photos. So you can have a group of students go in and add things to it and take things off. The literature one's the one I use for integrating reading into math. This was very fun. It has different pages for you to like put your content in. Key to success. Anything network-wise, a social network would be good for our science people out there. The cells is a nice template to use. Vital signs also. Newspaper headline. What a great way to put a newsletter out for your class, for them to add things on that are happening. Teamwork. My favorite, mission to Mars. His little spaceman, and he's floating around finding things on different planets. Uncharted territory, things that are new to people, new concepts that students struggle with. This is a very good one for new concepts. Flow, to show the flow or process of things. Investigation wall is also a good one for people to come and put comments and brainstorm with. And so they add to this every time I look. So there's a lot of templates that you can choose from. If you want to conduct a treasure hunt, this is a great one. My team, Monty and I did this for the NMEA conference, and it was very popular. Or maybe you want to do something more personal and create a family tree. So you can see all the templates that you have to choose from. Today, I think for lack of time, we're going to go ahead and click on one of these templates to get started. And this one, the newspaper headline one, looks very interesting. So what I'm going to do is click on this one and use this one. So you click on that, use template. Now, what you probably want to do to get a really big picture of it is to go ahead and present it to see how it's flowing. You can always change the way it flows yourself when you're customizing it, but it gives you an idea of what this one is all about if we present it. So let's present. We're going to go up to the top menu and click it. And we're going to put it in present mode. If you're seeing the little arrows down here, this is according to how they set it up in the path. So how it's going to zoom in and out is according to this. But you can, like I said, you can customize it and change what it zooms into first. So the way they set this up now, we're going to click this, and it gives us a big picture of the newspaper. We're zooming in to the title, whatever you want to put in for the headline. The next step in the path would be that first headline. You're going to be able to change this image and add text to it the way you want. Okay, then we're going to zoom into headline 2 in the upper right-hand corner. Headline 3. Oh, a quotation. Everybody loves quotation, so zooming in on a quotation next. Headline 4, and then obviously headline 5. And the last step in the whole path is to zoom out to see the big picture again. So depending on if you're auto-playing this or not, if you were auto-playing this, this would be the path it would take unless you changed it. To get out of the present mode, you're going to press escape on your keyboard, and you're going to be back to the edit mode. So over here on the left side, you can see all the frames and the path that they're going in. They talked about editing the path. For example, if I were to click this and edit the path, I could easily just drag this up to here to edit the path. If you wanted to change the way things are going around, that's how you would do that. If you didn't like that, what you're going to do is go up here and undo it. There we go. See how simple that was? Our frames that are surrounding our content are here. If we wanted to change it from a rectangular frame to a circle, we click this and have all the options. We don't have to have frames. It can be like an invisible frame in your path. So you would choose that here. And I am going to click this again, and I think it takes us back to where we were. So you will see these little numbers here. This has to do with your path, the little circled numbers. So path 1, if we click on that, is the big picture. That's where it started. Or you could click on over here to get to that. Let's click on number 2. All right, so we need to put something in there for that newspaper headline. How do we put something in there? Well, we're going to go up to this top menu here, and we're going to either insert. This is where we can insert an image, a symbol, and shape. You can actually put a video in there. In your favorites, the favorite is a place where you save different layouts and things and pictures, and you can find something in your favorites and save it and insert it for a later one. We can input charts. We can change the layout. We can draw arrows and lines. They're very useful when you're showing paths and progression. We can highlight, we can add music, we can add voiceover, or we can take a file. One of the easiest things to do is actually just double click on this. And what will come up is the editing thing for the fonts. And you'll see this little blinking thing. So maybe we want to change our newspaper headline to Prezi text. Now I have nothing planned, but let's say we're okay. This is our first Prezi on our Tech Talk. So maybe you want to change that to Tech Talk Live Prezi or something. Tech Talk First Prezi. See how simple that is? Talk first. We can also change other things within here if we click on them. We can edit text, and this is all in a frame here. If you notice, you can make this bigger. See the plus? That will make it bigger or make it smaller. We can change that by editing text. Maybe we don't want it to be $1.25. Maybe we're worth more than that, $10. So what's nice about the templates is that I think this font is too big. You can customize one that's already there, which makes it really simple. All right, so what I'm going to do is drag this. You see, this is our canvas. We can click on our canvas and drag this over if we can't see what we're doing. And I'm going to drag it over because that $10 is really too big. Within the font, we have all these choices, whether we want to do a right, a line, a center. Right now, our font is Fair Play Display, I think. So we can click on that to change our font. We can make it bold. Click on that. We can change the color, for example, maybe to red. Look at that. It changes it to red already. So there's different things. We can frame it. We can make it smaller with the little A here, which is what I'm trying to do. Or I could bring it out just a little more and it'll fit it. Let's say we want to make it bold. Okay, so anytime you're going to click on the canvas, you can click on this and it will show you your frame. And you can move that frame to fit within the newspaper headlines by just dragging it like that. Okay? When you want to get back to where you were, you're going to click the home button and it'll take you back to the home or the original. To zoom in, maybe we want to go to headline 1. And maybe you want to zoom in on that. Okay, so we're going to zoom. Oops. Actually, I want to go over here. Zoom into headline 1. We can change and replace this image by clicking replace image. And it gives us little Google search options over here for recommended images. Maybe you want to upload an image. If you want to upload an image, you can select a file to upload. Or we can just take one of the images that are already on the site here, maybe like the computer, and replace it. It's processing right now. It's going to replace that image. We're going to use little corners to kind of fit it in there if it doesn't fit in. So now I have a computer and it fit perfectly in there. See that? Headline 1. Maybe we want to emphasize the fact that we are doing a tech talk on Prezi's. So you just backspace and type that in. Go ahead and click your subtitle. Edit text. So this is the easiest way to do it. Collaborating on Prezi's. Collaborators wanted. Maybe you want to put something out there for the collaborators, and then here we could click on our text. You see, each of these have different frames, and each have, we can actually even delete it if we want. Click to add text, and so on and so on. So I'm going to zoom out to our regular path. We can use our arrows up and down also to zoom out. You can drag your text here. You can click the home button. So we can fill this all in and have a newsletter for a classroom or whatever. And then to see what we've done, we can present every once in a while so we can see what it starts looking like. Okay, it's taking me a little long to present. There we go, collaborators wanted, and I actually skipped one. If I wanted to go back to see what it looked like from the audience's point of view, I could do that. Press escape to get away from it. So what I'd like to show you next, this was all just inserting things. Let me make it smaller in the home here. If we wanted to change the way that the frames popped up, we could click on one of these, click on this and change the frames or edit the text. If I click, I think, over the right-hand side here, I can drag it to make it bigger and smaller. I'm going to go back to where my home Prezis are and show you one of the ones, the first ones I created and how it zooms in and out. A Tech Talk for Explorers. I created this for the presentation format for Tech Talks. So I'm going to click the edit. Now, if I wanted somebody to collaborate with me, I'd take that Tech Talk while I'm in edit mode, and I'll show you some of the things we can do with it. Okay, So this was the original way that it was presented. In fact, I think I was working on this one, come to think of it. So let's find one that I wasn't working on. Sorry about that. Go back to my Prezis here. Here's the one with the roadmap. So I'm going to open this up, and you'll see underneath here, it gives you the options to embed this. So you can embed this within a presentation if you're using something like Pear Deck, where it's part of the presentation and you can have different questions along the way. Here's where you share. So it's also here and in the edit mode, and what comes up is share going beyond the classroom. So you can have it public, you can have it hidden, you can have it private. So if we click on private, you can add people to this. Maybe you want them to just view it. You can add them by email, hidden. You can copy and link and only let certain people see it. So you would copy this link and you would add people through their email, or public use. Usually you want to set it on public use if you're collaborating. So a lot of times they may have to sign up. They don't have to. They have a little allow public reuse and help spread ideas. So usually the ones that are sent the emails are the ones that probably have to create an account in order to edit it. So we add people by email. It gives us the option of whether we want them to be an editor or a viewer. And you can't see that because I'm going to go down a little further. There you go. So we have this for public. I think default is public for this. I'm going to click back onto this. And you can see the different slides that are in this and how they zoom. So this is still in present mode, not fully, but now I wouldn't have to have this path if I didn't want to. This is a really nice one because it does show a process. If we were to edit it, we can go and see the actual canvas. And you can start editing from this. If you're collaborating, what will happen is you'll see somebody's profile. If they have a picture on their profile, you see a little icon on the right-hand side, and you can click on their icon to see what they're working on at the time. So if you have students that are supposed to be in online at a certain time, you can go in there and you can see which one's working on what and how much work they're doing. Okay, so I'm going to go to this first click. And I'm going to go to Zoom beyond the classroom. There's ways we can customize this. On the right-hand side, you'll see the customization menu. So let's say I didn't want this color. Let's say I wanted Inferno. What it will do, it will change all the colors within here. And you can see if I scroll down, that there's all kinds of options. Save current theme, advanced. And like I said before, it saves every 30 seconds or so. So if I wanted to change this one, let's go back to Inferno. Maybe it is an Inferno. And I click on that to customize it. Save current theme. It should have changed it. Let's try this again. Customize. There it goes. So you notice all the colors changed here. If I were to pick flight, it would show me how it looked in that theme. So I can change colors very easily. I can customize it. I can use the advanced theme. Within here is the theme wizard we were talking about, and it goes through all the circle colors and different frames. So you can use a wizard to change this, or we can escape from this. Let's see what kind of frames I was using for this. Let me zoom in on this one. Okay, you notice I have a way to edit my text to delete this whole thing. Very easy. These are pictures that I had imported in there. I can insert different pictures in there. Insert image. It has a way to search different images. I can type in people and allow me to search. And then replace that guy with different people. And there it comes up. If your image is too big, you can use these corners and drag the image in and out. Let me go ahead and get rid of this guy here. Oops, I just clicked on something I didn't want to. Oops. My mouse is very sensitive. If I'm getting in trouble, what I need to do is just go back to where I was, and I can click on this little guy and I can delete him. I can either replace image. I did a little right click here for this one, or I can just say delete. Get rid of this. So you got to kind of find the square, and then, oops. Let me get back on him again. Delete. And you can drag this over where you want it. So I wish I had more time to show you this. It's a great thing. It's very simple to use. Starting from scratch, you can put your own frames in here and circles and paths and things like that. So I'm going to get out of this one and go, and I'm going to say goodbye soon. So please try Prezi out. It's very easy to use. You just throw your text in there, you frame things, and that's all you really need to know how to do. I'm going to go back to my Hangout screen here. And, oops, wrong one. And Jamie, do you have anything that you would like to add?
The only thing is that we could definitely do a part 2 of this. So
I'd love to collaborate.
Yes, so that we can try to make it a much more collaborative thing and specifically invite people for that purpose. So yes, we can definitely have a part 2.
I think it could be a real party for us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So, like I said, those of you who'd like to do something like this, I really am into this collaborating, and I'm trying different apps out and things. So I want somebody to play with, kind of. If you're interested, give us an email at newmexicodelt.org, or you can post on our Facebook. We're really looking forward to people seeing our Facebook. We have a lot of resources on it. Check out our website at nmdelt.org. We're adding stuff on every day. And do get an email and get a Google Classroom, and we can try to do this together. So Jamie, thank you so much for moderating.
You are very welcome. Thank you all for viewing, and for those of you that watched at a later time, thank you for watching, and have a great weekend.
Yes, and we'll see you next month.